Do you guys want to watch me eat some coconut shrimp? I got these from my sanctuary. Have you guys ever heard of a place called Red Lobster? These boxes are amazing. It's the American dream, buddy. Microwaves are truly miraculous. I'm in a state of awe pretty much all the time about how everything around me is just pretty incredible. And so many people complain. And I mean, there's plenty of stuff to complain about, don't get me wrong. But it seems like the more that people complain about stupid stuff, the less they really appreciate the things that you shouldn't complain about. You know? Like a microwave. This little bugger tried to crawl in the microwave earlier today. Mainly because my food was in there and she wanted in on it. But these biscuits are like so fucking good. I really think like the majority of like the reasons like why people go to restaurants is just for like that free appetizer. You know, like there are actual appetizers that you pay for. But then all these restaurants, you know, have rolls. Like O'Charlie's, they've got rolls. Logan's has got rolls. Red Lobster's got these cheddar biscuits. They're just off the fucking chain. Mexican restaurants, they got chips and salsa. And it's motherfucking endless. Oh, you got chips and salsa. I do have chips and salsa. Oh my goodness. I just realized. You guys ever had this stuff? I try to buy organic as much as possible. You know, I'm sure they're probably fucking with that shit too, you know? There ain't nothing you can trust. Well, let's see here. Organic diced tomatoes, organic tomato juice, organic onions, organic jalapeno peppers. I say it like that. Contains less than 2% of sea salt, organic cilantro, organic vinegar, organic garlic, organic canola oil, citric acid water. What the fuck is organic canola oil? That is an oxymoron. Canola oil has GMOs in it. So, no matter how much they say that this is certified non-GMO, they're lying if it has canola oil in it. Because canola oil is based off of corn. Monsanto loves the fuck out of corn. Did you guys know this? Well, now you do. Coconut shrimp. So good. Okay, so I totally lost track. Yeah, because you put the fucking... It'll be fine. Just leave it in there for like 5 more minutes. That was so dumb. I'll just approve that you're high. Mm-hmm. Hmm. God damn it, why is coconut shrimp so good? So, it's really hard for me to eat. That's the whole reason why I smoked weed again. Like, it's because it brought back my appetite. But eventually it stopped doing that, and my appetite was gone again. But it's come back. Since I quit. It's come back in a big way. I can find myself eating like 5 times a day now. I have a very high metabolism. So the weight doesn't stick. It's not very long. And I bust my ass, you know, I run around all the time, bust my ass, I don't know why. Southern accent comes out, especially when I eat. Because I get so excited about food now. But, starch. Plus GMOs. Oh, for sure. I mean, if it's got bread in it, you know it. Organic canola oil. Are you kidding me? I was gonna make a political joke, but I decided against that. You get real sick of this shit. I know you guys are sick of it. Mainly it's just like so hard to enjoy things. You know? Like, I haven't gone to see a movie since like Hateful Eight. And I saw Hateful Eight because I really like Quentin Tarantino. And I really like how much he pisses off the police department. First of all, I don't know why it took him bitching about the police department for the police department to be like, oh my god, Quentin Tarantino hates cops. He just has multiple scenes where he either makes fun of them and calls them frauds, essentially. That was like the character Zed in Pulp Fiction. Or he tortures them and sets fire to them. That's Reservoir Dogs. I mean, I think Quentin Tarantino has about as much respect for authority figures as I do. I mean, if he's gonna talk shit to Spike Lee, like, that's pretty cool. Fuck Spike Lee. I mean, it's not that I don't understand, like, why he'd get mad. And I guess technically he can, you know, because he's of the right skin tone to get mad when, you know, some really annoying white director constantly says the N-word. But I think it's because, like, Quentin Tarantino is really good at character development, and it's really obvious. Like, his stories are good, his movies are good. I think Spike Lee's just jealous of him. It's okay, I had to deal with the same kind of shit in the Nashville comedy scene. Not that that's anywhere near that serious or that epic, but I mean, Spike is right to, criticize him if he wants to criticize him. Like, anybody can criticize anybody in this country. I mean, it's fine. Just don't tell people they can't say shit, because that's stupid. And furthermore, it just encourages people like Quentin and myself to just keep saying the shit that people find so offensive. Like, we're gonna go, oh shit, we offended somebody, oh no. See, I'm not a liberal, and I highly doubt that Quentin is either. No matter what he says in regards to the Time's Up movement. I mean, obviously he didn't really give a fuck about Harvey Weinstein. I mean, he gives a fuck now. I mean, he's admitted, though, that's why I think he's conservative, because he actually admitted that he was wrong. He admitted that he knew more than he did. He didn't do anything about it. But, he hates PC culture. Just too bad that he's friends with all those twat bots, like Amber Tamblyn and, like, all those, like, real, like Rose McGowan, definitely. It's not that I don't think that, like, they have anything to offer. I think Amber Tamblyn's a good writer. I think she's a good actress. Rose McGowan, I think that at least she stood up to Hollywood. Ashley Judd stood up to Hollywood. Maria Sorvino stood up to Hollywood. They got blacklisted. Like, good for them. Good that they actually did something, when it made sense to do something. But the fact that they're going the feminism route is that just goes to show you that they're still wrong. So it doesn't matter, like, how much good you do, how much talent you have. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Unfortunately, I wish this wasn't the case. Because there are plenty of people in Hollywood that have immeasurable talent, I mean, Natalie Portman's a great actress. She just needs to stick to acting. Stephen King, wonderful writer. He needs to stick to writing. I'm not just saying this because they have the wrong political opinion. I mean, personally, I think it's a good thing that Kanye West stepped the fuck out of politics, because he was going to get his ass shot. So, I don't even think that he likes I don't think he likes Donald Trump as much as people want to accuse him of. Like, I think it's more about the rebelliousness of it. Okay. One last whiff, you guys. One last whiff. Just one more. That's all we get until we make edibles again. Well, you gotta watch it whenever you make the cookies, because you know how you are. You get that shit all over your fingers, you just lick and lick and lick all day. Well, if I do it with gloves, there should be a problem. That's what I should have been doing all along. I'm just a dirty bitch. I hate wearing gloves. The thing is, if you wash your hands as much as you're supposed to wash your hands, they shouldn't contaminate anything. But then again, there's always cross-contamination if you touch chicken or some shit. Gloves make the most logical sense, I realize, but at the same time, I fucking hate them. They're just annoying and they get in the way. But if people see you dressing their sandwiches without gloves, they'll fucking flip. So I have no problem getting into arguments with people. I was like, I got into an argument with a customer over that shit. I think it's weird that people don't want to get into arguments with other people. Like, I don't care who the fuck you think you are. If I don't agree with you, I don't have any problem telling you that. I mean, I guess if it was like a life or death situation, I'd probably, you know, probably be aware of that and be like, okay, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. But if it's not a life or death situation and you're just some like shitty manager at a movie theater, I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do, fire me? I'm just thinking, I always want to act like that. Call their bluff, man. Just talk a bunch of shit to them. They're fucking pieces of garbage anyway. I guarantee you, if you work for a movie theater, you're a piece of garbage. Management. A lot of people think that's because of the money. But, I mean, if you get paid more money, you're still a piece of shit. I don't think that just because you're rich, that means you're a piece of shit. Or just because you're poor, that means you're a piece of shit. But I will say that a lot of poor people, you know, they feel like shit's just owed to them. Like, there are plenty of places where you can get help, you know? There are plenty of people that are willing to take you in and help you. They're usually of the Christian persuasion, though. So, there's this homeless shelter that I've done volunteer work for. They're not government funded at all. And there are countless homeless people that swear by it, you know? They say, this place helped me get clean. I mean, sure, they aren't passing out like T-Mobile phones or anything, but they're passing out Jesus and some free Salisbury steak. Well, you can think that's really lame, but I don't really see why. I guarantee you that food and that gospel is probably going to help you a lot more than a phone. Just saying. People don't have much of high resolve, you know? It's hard to have a high resolve when like everybody around you is a drug addict. And, like, it's hard to have a high resolve when you feel like nothing in your life can change, but that's exactly the problem. No change. No change. It starts with you. You can't, I was saying in AA, you can't think your way into right acting. You have to act your way into right thinking. So you can't assume that, like, okay, if I just hope for the best, like, I'll stop, you know, like, I'll stop thinking about drugs. It's like, well, you can't do drugs and then expect yourself to suddenly, you know, especially in like a drug-induced state or in a withdrawal state where you'll come to this conclusion that drugs are really bad for you, you know? Like, you're gonna have to change your behavior before the thinking is going to follow. know this is fairly difficult for a lot of people to understand. And I think the reason why they can't grasp it is because, like, literally everybody in the media, the majority of people that are trying to take advantage of you, they're going to subject you to this mindset, and they're going to make excuses for this mindset, and they're going to tell you all these reasons why this mindset is totally fine, and you should sit around and feel sorry for yourself because the world has wronged you for so many different things. Here's the thing, even if the world has wronged you, that's no reason to wrong yourself and to wrong others, you know? And when I realized that a lot of times it's a number of factors, it's not just one thing that drives you to drugs and alcohol, but life is hard, y'all. Life is really fucking hard. And I realized that, like, you know, doing something to distract you, that makes more sense than facing it like a man. But if you face it like a man, you'll probably be a lot more satisfied in the end. And I think that that's a good reason to change your behavior. Look at what I'm doing. Do you guys see this? This is my car. Her name's Fiona. I named her after one of my favorite singer-songwriters who also has the same disorder that I have. This is what I do every single night. Mwah. Positive energy. That's the only reason she hasn't died. Because she's old as fuck, and she freaks out whenever we drive on the freeway. We drive on the freeway every fucking day, pretty much. So, I believe it's because of the positive energy. No, I'm not a positive person by any stretch of the imagination. Really not. Pretty negative, pretty cynical, pretty morbid, pretty dark, pretty sinister. At the same time, that doesn't mean that I don't have room for positivity or hope. Hope, strength, courage, all that shit they say in, you know, positive affirmation kind of self-help books. But I don't think that people realize that, like, you can be negative and positive at the same time. Like, you don't have to be overly negative or overly positive. Once again, it's the black or white thinking. You see that? The dark is way more prevalent than the light. I think my tattoo artist just knew me. But personally, like, I really like dark jokes. I like dark music. I like dark movies because it reflects a more accurate portrayal of life and what it's like to be alive and flailing. And emotionally mangled. But I don't think it's a problem to be emotionally mangled as long as you're not mangling other people's emotions, you know? That's the issue. Oh my god. See, I kind of want to, like, take some of that honey. Got CBD honey, it's so good. But I'm afraid if I take it, I'm going to, like, fall asleep. And I can't fall asleep and not stir that wheat butter. I'll kill myself if I fuck up an entire batch of edibles, all because fall asleep. But I'm really tired right now. Anyway. Y'all, this crazy shit's happening with, like, censorship on social media. See, there's a reason why I love social media. I knew they were going to do this. You can't trust somebody like Schmuckerberg. You can't trust somebody like Dorsey. I mean, they're all, like, horsey. I always try to spoof things, if you didn't know how I roll. But yeah, the little satirical universe that I live in is 1,000 times better than the actual reality that people sort of abide by. Like, they have no other choice, but they really do. And maybe I know this because I have spent my whole life internalizing a lot of my emotions and For a while I felt powerless over them, but I realized that there's so much that I can do with them in order to fight that feeling of victimhood. Because it's very easy to think you're a victim, especially when, you have psychological stuff going on and everybody just wants you to medicate it. They want you to throw it away or deny it. Anytime that somebody tells you to take medication, it's not because they want you to feel better, it's because they want to feel better about you being crazy. Like, that is what that basically entails. Like, people are not comfortable with emotions. They're not comfortable with the expression of emotions, for sure. Which is why everybody's going apeshit. Because they don't know how to deal with their emotions. And so that's why they've been wasting $35 million of taxpayer money to talk about the same shit that they've been talking about for the past 2.5 years. If I hear Robert Mueller's name one more fucking time, I'm gonna fucking scream, man. But that motherfucker is purposely talking in circles. That's what they do. That's what I was noticing during the debate. Like, they just talk in circles. Because they don't know what they really believe. Like, a lot of them have changed their position. Like, they just go along with, like, what they think the status quo wants them to say. There's a word for that. It's called pandering. Which is why you can't trust any of them. Now, there are a couple of them that didn't do that. Like, I mentioned Tulsi. God, I love the fuck out of Andrew Yang, though. I don't agree with his $1,000 a month. I think it sounds like a good idea. Like, anybody would be like, yeah, $1,000 a month for free? Yay! For free. Whatever. But it sounds like it'd be ideal, right? They need, like, a little booklet that they can give everybody to be like, this is how you should spend this money. No, you do not take this money to the liquor store. No, we are not going to Dope Man's house. We will pay that electric bill. That's what we will do with this money. I think that Andrew Yang's pretty smart. If he's willing to debate Shapiro, then not only is he pretty passionate about what he believes, but, he can take the heat. So much heat from Ben. So much heat. Because like, a little Jewish man that everybody calls a Nazi, he's so threatening. He's so very threatening. Oh, my goodness. I mean, Barkley thinks so. But, I think that Berkeley probably finds everything threatening unless it doesn't go along with their leftist lunatic bullshit. I don't think that everybody on the left is a total lunatic, but I think most of them are. Say goodbye to the weed. Goodbye, weed. Goodbye, weed. Goodbye, weed. Goodbye, weed. Yeah, this is, like, really weird to make this stuff in, like, know that I'm not going to be like consuming it. Mainly because I'm so used to the whole process being done a certain way, and now I'm not doing it that way anymore because I'm like trying to stay away from it. But it just really tests my faith, you know. It's like being newly sober in a bar. I can fucking handle it. I guess I'll see you guys later. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. Good night. Good morning. Whenever.